What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about Coach Arthur Smith, but if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content, hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support, continuing to share out my content on all the social media platforms. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So in today's video, I want to talk about how Arthur Smith can save his job in Atlanta. So as you guys know, Coach Arthur Smith is currently on the hot seat because of the way that this season has been botched. I don't feel like the Atlanta Falcons fans personally has had unrealistic expectations for this team this season. This was a season where the Falcons should have won this division. To me personally, we have the most talent in this division. And my biggest problem with Coach Arthur Smith and his coaching staff this season is I haven't seen progress. I'm seeing us being stagnant. We're sitting here again with 7-9 going into this last game of the season. And if we end up losing this game on Sunday against the Saints, it'll be another season where it ends in 7-10. And we've been 7-10 in Arthur Smith's first two seasons. The first two seasons, I gave Arthur Smith a pass because we know that he came into a bad situation as far as the Falcons were in cap hell. The first couple seasons, he was playing with guys on one-year deals. He really didn't have a full roster. So we gave him a mulligan in those situations. At least I gave him a mulligan in those situations. And when I critique players, when I critique coaches, I try to be as fair as possible when I'm giving my critiques on players and coaches. As I mentioned, I don't personally have any personal vendetta against any player or any coach. And Coach Arthur Smith, I do like him as a person. I do believe that he's a good leader, but I just feel like he's mismanaged this season. And personally, the only way I think that he saves his job this year in Atlanta is by making the playoffs. If we make the playoffs somehow, some way, the Buccaneers lose to the Panthers on Sunday and the Falcons beat the Saints on Sunday and we get into the playoffs at 8-9, I really believe at that point, Arthur Smith keeps his job here in Atlanta at least for one more season. I don't see how you can fire Arthur Smith if he ends up winning the division, because at the end of the day, when you're a head coach, it's about winning football games. So in this instance, if somehow, some way we win the division, I feel like it's irrational for us to fire a head coach that won the division. That doesn't make any sense. So at this point, I really feel like Arthur Smith still has a chance of being the coach here in Atlanta next season. But the only way I keep him if I'm Arthur Blank is if somehow this Atlanta Falcons team squeaks into the playoffs. If the Falcons win on Sunday and beat the Saints and we're sitting at 8-9 on the season, and if the Buccaneers end up winning and they go and they are 9-8 and they beat the Panthers and they end up getting in the playoffs over us because they beat us due to tiebreakers and things of that nature and due to them having a better record than the Atlanta Falcons, at that point, I think that you need to get rid of Arthur Smith, to be honest. And I know that that sounds harsh, but at the end of the day, the NFL is a business. And to me, even with us just winning one more game this season, I don't know if I could really say that that's progress. I really feel like in this season, it's no reason why this Atlanta Falcons team shouldn't have had 10 wins this season. It was so many games that were mismanaged. We've lost to numerous last place teams. The Cardinals we lost to this season. The Bears we lost to this season. It's just been a lot of games where we're losing to teams we have no business losing to. You lose to the Minnesota Vikings that are playing two backup quarterbacks in that game. A guy in Josh Dobbs who was playing in that game who hadn't even practiced with the team. So it was like he just had got there that week. So it's just like it's those type of situations that rub me the wrong way when it comes to Arthur Smith. And I just feel like as a head coach, Your job is to manage the team. Your job is to put your team in the best positions to win. And I feel like this year, with the talent that we had money going into this season. They brought in, the upgrades on the defense. The defense has held up their end of the bargain for the most part this season. Yes, they've let us down in situations, but if we look at it, the total picture, if we look at the total body of work of this season, the offense have let us down and turned the ball over and put this defense in bad situations pretty much a lot of the season. So I really have to put this, the blame, most of the blame on Coach Arthur Smith and his coaching staff as a whole. And to be honest, if Arthur Smith is let go, the sad part about that is unless you keep Ryan Nielsen as the head coach, we might lose the whole coaching staff. If Arthur Smith is let go, then you may lose Jerry Gray. You may lose Ryan Nielsen if we're deciding to clean house and bring in a whole new head coach, a whole new coaching staff. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Coach Arthur Smith. Should he keep his job here in Atlanta? Personally, I feel like the only way that if I'm Arthur Blank that I trust him to allow him to come back another season is if this Falcons team gets in the playoffs somehow. I don't know how at the end of the season you can go to go to the owner Arthur Blank and state that 8-9 is an upgrade over 7-10. I mean, yes, that's one game over last season's totals or the last two seasons totals. But to me, just with the talent difference and the schedule that we had, which I don't believe in easy schedules. I know that's been being thrown around as well, that the Falcons had an easy schedule. This is the NFL. The other teams are pros as well. So I don't believe in an easy schedule, but I do believe in you were favored in most of these games that you lost. So it's no excuses for those losses, these botched games, botched situations. The way that he handled this quarterback situation with a first-year starter and Desmond Ridder, it's just the whole totality of this season. It just hasn't looked good on Arthur Smith's part. But glory to God, or in this instance, the football gods may be on Arthur Smith's side, because at the end of the day, the Falcons still have an opportunity Sunday to still make the playoffs. So if somehow, some way, this Atlanta Falcons team gets into the playoffs, I feel like at that point you may want to, go ahead and keep Arthur Smith around for at least one more season. Like I said, to me, it would be irrational at that point to go ahead and let Arthur Smith go. But with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts. Should Arthur Smith, be kept here in Atlanta moving forward after this season? If he somehow gets into the playoffs, I feel like without a playoff berth, I really think that his job here in Atlanta is done. But with that being said, this been your boy Jew. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed, peace.